Yeah.
I'm not hearing you on the stream cam.
Absolutely wrecked. The better you make the Foundry experience, the more scuffed the stream gets. It's the curse, the price you must pay. It's the price you must pay. That's what you get for bettering our Foundry experience through a monkey paw.
I know. Alright, we're live. Welcome. Obviously, everything is alright. Foundry is great. I've been trying really, really hard to make this a good experience. I'm trying to get Foundry. I do have to say, Foundry is amazing if you're willing to put in a lot of time. Though, I will say Roll20's Hex Grid experience is so terrible, it's worth the extra effort.
True, honestly.
Roll20's Hex Grid is just garbage. But, alright, so. We last left off after our mission had finished. You guys had taken Dr. Darkcoal back to the appropriate authorities, and you guys have gained some recognition, meaning your license levels have gone up, and you return back to general Union space. In fact, I've been doing a little bit of research, and I might not get everything right, but at least I'll make it sound like a more coherent experience. And I will say, as anyone who's getting into Lancer for the first time, It's very intimidating because there's a good portion of the setting, which is just space is massive. Some worlds work this way, other worlds don't work this way, and there's no like general rule of thumb how anything is supposed to like work. In fact, there are planets out there that don't know that humanity is like populated the majority or a good like chunk of the galaxy, because our governments keep it like under like it's kind of like what's that information called? It's like black site, something along those lines.
Yeah, black site.
Where they have they just keep that information suppressed, and they don't live anywhere near a blink gate, so they don't see any like travel between different planets really. And then some planets, like, they started and the colony fails, and they kind of just regress super hard and start like their own cultures on planets and such. So there's a lot of really interesting stuff, but for the most part, we'll say that the native amount of space that you guys are from is what's known as the Cascade Line. It is a dense like part of this arm of the Milky Way galaxy that has a higher density of stars, and thus it's like cradle galaxies and cradle's like all the close to Earth style of galaxies and or planets and systems and everything. And the Cascade Line is just a really dense amount of systems that kind of line before a multi-light year gap where there's really very few systems overall. It's Union space, and you can find all kinds of different planets here. And even in what's essentially a cradle type like part of the galaxy, there are some planets who have not had connections to Union for like 500 years. Now that you've all kind of really gone out, you've had a few missions to really make a name for yourself, you're starting to become recognized as like actual Lancers. Beginning Lancers and kind of like New Boarders, as they're called, are members of the cavalry that most Lancers don't take any heed of, because there's a really high death rate in Lancers, or in Lancer pilots, because they're sent to go do everything and anything that the military won't do / can't do, depending on like allegiances and such. And Lancers as a whole are recognized by Union to act as professional mercenaries. And so, when you finally return, you return to the let's see. I'm just going to use this setting because it's the only one I got, even though it's technically going to have some lore inaccuracies, but oh well. It's fine. I'm building off of a framework. You're gonna return back to Chrysidium. Chrysidium is a planet that was fortunate enough to have enough natural conditions suitable for a diverse amount of life and was relatively human compatible. Now, the planet is still in its multi-century course of terraforming, though there are massive biospheres all over the planet that have been designed to allow for human life and even some of the native species from the planet. Crisidium is the location for the Lancer, this kind of like neck of the woods, Lancer HQ. And whether it's your first time here or whether this is the very planet where you registered to be a Lancer unit, this is a relatively nice planet overall. But this neck of the woods is not the friendliest part of space. There are a variety of other smaller nations and planets or small systems that surround the area, some of which have almost no like interplanetary space travel. Others are much more connected. And it's a region of space that is currently undergoing what's known as authorized militaristic oh goodness, what's the word? Militaristic resolution of forming government, which means mostly war is permitted in some sectors and on some planets as long as they're kept relatively away from civilian sectors. And it's just the thing is, Union cannot manage all of space, no matter what you do. And thus, when it comes to such stuff like this, there are certain guidelines that need to be followed. It's kind of like the Geneva Convention in a lot of ways. But it essentially does allow for open warfare. And it is a hotbed for Lancers to go out to work as mercenaries, to possibly sway the formation of new nations, or to suppress various outlier groups and rebellion groups from disturbing the peace, more or less. Crisidium itself, the planet, is currently associated with the LSA, or the Leandric States Alliance, who are currently allied with the Vestan Sovereignty and the Republic of Okasina. There are some levels of hostility between these allied groups nonetheless. LSA and Vestan are currently engaged in somewhat of a cold war that has resolved in an uneasy alliance as they deal with various groups outside of civilized space, more or less. But things could change in a heartbeat. So there's a lot of opportunities. And this is where you all come in. And of course, I'm going to give you guys all nice write-ups of this. In fact, I think I've recently upgraded. Yes, I have a new... Oh, these do... So this is a blank version of the page, but this is generally how your journal entries will come in. And in fact, this will have multiple lines. You can add multiple pages Like if I put the LSA. And then I can add a page that talks about the oh god, how do I spell sovereignty? And then these pages I can go in and edit, and I will add all the information to them at a later point. But it's a nice little area where you can keep all your information on what's going on, and you'll have different journals with different things. Something that will invest more of my time, but it's okay. So that being the case, where you all kind of fit in is you've all now hit what's called the starting line for Lancers. You are now recognized by more official government bodies, and you can take on more than just the missions that no one wants to take. You don't have to go into deep space anymore if you don't want to. You can go and start handling military affairs. You can go and be professional mercenaries to help turn over wars. It's all up to you. And Lancers, as kind of like a union official kind of group in general, are very hotly watched as much as they are demanded. And also, depending on how you play your cards, you could be forced to work with individuals under threat of death, as Lancers can change entire wars because their pilots are some of the best in the entire galaxy, but more than anything have access to some of the best equipment in all over the galaxy. And that's how Lancers more or less earn their keep. So as you're getting back to Cassidium, you all need to think about how your next license comes to you, narratively. Like, what were you doing at the time? Who are you contacting? And on top of all of that, what you want to pursue as future work, what kind of missions you want to do. And on top of all of that, you can take downtime activities at this time as well. Now, the downtime activities in the on CompCon that you can find, I think it's in the action economy. Yes, bottom of action economy. This is just a general framework. Feel free to let your imagination go wild and just think of anything your characters would be doing at this time. But you have all officially joined the ranks of Lancers and have officially gained yourself each Lancer ranks that put you in the, granted, very multitudinous, but still the long list of Lancers who do, you know, professional work. And your ranking will determine your overall like value to whoever is hiring you, more or less. Unfortunately, all your ranks are like 8.ASK or something along those lines. It's a numerical value that means you're in like the 8 millionth tier of the list.
Hey, we're
Bottom
on the
runners.
list, though.
We made it.
Yeah, we're there.
Yeah, you have survived at minimum 3 missions.
We're great.
Yeah, and you want to know something crazy? This 8 million something tier list or ranking list here, represents less than 5% of the total land states in the galaxy.
Hey,
Top 5%, baby.
5%ers. Well, I already know how Lone Star gets his next license level.
Sure. And, well, before moving into this part, all of you, feel free to ask questions, role play it out. I am going to set whatever scene, act whatever characters that you give me. The world is yours to interact with. All you have to do is let me know what you're doing, and I'll do my best to create the experience for you. So feel free. How are you starting off?
Well, first thing, the license level, the new license I got is for the Pegasus. And I think this license makes its way into Lone Star's hands, not through himself, but through whatever he did on the station beforehand, that data he was requested to receive from that very rude merchant that I hope I did some sort of revenge against before we left. As I had my reward for doing such and was received a new license that I was told not to think too deeply on account of paracausality.
Okay.
In return, I can receive more rewards like this under other work requests that I fulfill.
Okay. So, some questions. Is this like you're being sent secret messages? Because one thing about the Horus kind of like licenses, Horus is not an official group.
Oh yeah.
They're not anyone you petition for, and license levels are more like you can look at it as permissions you're getting from certain organizations to get access to some of their gear, based on your reputation and hopefully to garner some goodwill. So it's not like you're like, here's a license and they slip you a little card that is glitching and says Pegasus on it.
Yeah.
It's more like something has given you access to parts.
The way I'm picturing his whole situation is there might be something out there kind of pulling his strings. He's doing work for someone requesting it. And it's being granted access, but like the vibe I want is like that, like he has a possessed Rayleigh essentially. On the surface, it's a Rayleigh, but there's some weirder, more paracasual elements inside of it that he, one, not being a mechanic, doesn't fully understand.
Okay. Then what do you mean, like, possess? Because that takes different connotations in this kind of setting.
I guess it possessed in the manner of, on the outside, it seems like a modified Rayleigh with, like, the extra limbs it has.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably something darker, weirder, and more sinister inside of it.
But I mean, like, what does that mean? Like, in the code that runs it, or when you enter into the Rayleigh itself, it's like the space inside of it is different, I suppose, is the best way
probably than the code, because that's the flavor for the
Okay.
NHP I have, my special
right.
license thing. Or not the
So
license, the
then-
talent thing.
There's something with the NHP itself that is off.
Yeah.
It seems very strange. Okay. And thus, when you're getting like parts and stuff, how are these parts being delivered to you?
That's a good question. I always, I think it's through, I don't know if this is like, it works, but it's like the NHP, like when he's in the mech alone doing something, it'll just start communicating directly to him. and informs him of like the work that needs to be done or the reward he receives, and gets some method of printing it.
Okay. So then is it your mech that's delivering your stuff to you, or is there some actual outside force that... Because your character is a reasonable character in the setting. You know what I mean? Obviously, if it's just a mech, like, asking for things, that would be very strange. And even the lamest of laymen know that rogue-like AI is not a good thing.
I think it's someone like pulling the strings of the mech, because the way that it, at least Lone Star kind of puts it together, is I was granted this mech in a method to like be rescued. In return, I'm paying back that debt by doing what it asks. Like in his head, this is I'm paying off a debt to whatever benefactor helped me for whatever reason they did.
Okay. I see. All right. And what'd you get with your first license into Pegasus?
Hunter's Luck is the main thing.
Which is just a tech?
Yes, that's one of my tech.
Okay. No, like, actual hardware?
Not yet.
What about your core bonus?
The core bonus is just the overpowered thing. I can't get a unique core bonus yet.
Okay.
I don't have the license level.
I mean, overpowered calibers. Oh, just a really good...
Oh, yeah, it's fucking really good.
Really good. Okay.
I just can't get a North Star or Horus one yet, since I don't have the license levels for it.
All right. I wish I had a hanger sound effect. That'd be really fitting for, like, audio. Maybe... I do have, I think, Sirenscape. I need to go through Sirenscape and look at, see what sounds they have. But... Alright, so... You get back. Fog needs to go... On the conditions of Fog going out and, you know, getting access to this really nice carrier ship and a very good and powerful, like, AI that's able to pilot a whole mech by itself and everything. Fog has to go back and see her family to do a variety of things, law upper noble things, stuff that's kind of beyond I think all of you actually, and she just has obligations that she needs to maintain while you guys are all out trying to get a planet situated. So you're all left here in the Lancer HQ, which is a massive facility with all kinds of hangars and a large kind of like administration building. As you kind of all like, as you would walk in, you would see it's kind of like an airport in a lot of ways. It's very big, overhanging. You get these large screens that are constantly cycling through like names of Lancers, their ranks, and, you know, like it even will indicate like when a Lancer has died or anything like that. Their name will just be like in red, and it'll be KIA or MIA depending. And there's all kind of facilities. There's various weight training, personal facilities. You guys could hop into like a like an auto tram and go into the city and do various things like, you know, normal people would do. And so for Lone Star, you go in and you're working on your Rayleigh mech, and as you're kind of like tuning some stuff or doing, you know, whatever you would be doing in the cockpit or whatever, one of the screens shifts into like a different color and intensity than the others, and you start seeing writing typing on the screen.
Whatever he was doing is interrupted, and he like snaps over his attention to that. Probably doing like weapon maintenance or something.
And just for effect, it's all written text, but I'll go ahead and just throw on the AI voice just to add some flair. Gotta change my audio settings though.
Thank you. Your work has been instrumental into our...
There's the O trails a bit before it finishes our.
work. We have listed here a new self-improvements for your work. They've already been installed. Keep doing the work. We are looking forward to your future accomplishments.
What was that last part?
Your future accomplishments.
Okay. This part always weirds out Lodestar since he doesn't know if like they can hear him or like if it's just a one-sided message. So he just says thank you. I'll try my best. As he also whatever keyboard he can find, he'll type it out as well. Even if it doesn't send anything. He just wants to be polite.
Fully not plugged in.
But all right, so as you're kind of typing, you're like, all right, thank you, typing all, and you hear someone from outside. Hey, someone in there. Oh. Hey, someone in there.
Huh? Does he like pop his head out of the cockpit? Talking to me?
Yeah. We have your new requested parts. Just let us know what mount you're adding the improvements to.
I don't know this part of the effect, but you're cutting out so bad.
It's my bad. My sensitivity is. I gotta turn it up. All right. I'm trying to have a quieter voice or distant voice.
Yeah.
We got those parts you ordered. Just tell us what weapon mount you want the attachments to.
Oh. All right. That was quick. 1 second. Quickly have to check. Cause. Yeah, it's just a systems upgrade.
Yeah, well, it's the core bonus
Oh, the
you got from GMS.
Oh, I see.
Because the high caliber goes on to one of your weapon mounts.
Yeah, that's gonna be this one right here. As he'll like reach down and manipulate one of the arms. The many appendages on Texas Red, passing one of the handguns down. One that's like slightly more worn, probably is like the oldest of the 4 set. As he kind of like passes it down, so it's like at a nice level to be worked on. Which also, when he does that, he'll hop out of his mech to actually be on the ground with this guy.
Okay. All right, looks good. We'll get right to work on that. They bring over some machines and they go, and they got all kinds of engineers who are kind of adding on to the weapon. A variety of things, new fishes, and guys just like, so obviously I know you can get this reprinted anytime you're looking for. Oh yes, by the way, here you go. As he hands you over like a little data disk thing, and he's just like, just plug that into whatever printer that you're going for. That should give you access to print up the high caliber. What is it? High caliber.
Good question. I have the core bonus.
Overpower caliber.
Yeah, I don't see it on my sheet. That's yep, there it is. Okay.
I think it's actually just called overpower caliber.
Yeah, overpower caliber. It's an core bonus. I was trying to add it as a mod, and I was getting worried.
He's like, all right. So you just plug that in. You should get access to it on any printer, you know, that's union specified. And yeah. Congratulations on making it up onto the scoreboard.
Yeah, thanks. Hopefully we'll be carving our way up soon enough, you know?
Yeah, well, you know, just well, you know, it's not my place to really talk about this kind of stuff, but you know, just mind the work you do, you know? There's lives usually on the other end of them weapons.
Yeah. He honestly doesn't know how to react to that. Looks conflicted at that. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, well, pleasure doing business with you. Maybe we'll work with you more in the future if you base around here. I don't know. But, alright, I'm gonna head on out.
Hopefully.
Guy just, puts stuff away. He's just like a hard-working, you know, like blue-collar kind of guy.
Yeah.
His job is to go around, talk to people, make sure that they get their union-certified gear. And, you just see a lot of people, and you see a lot of other mechs in the same hangar as well. And you see they range from pretty, like, simple-looking models to some pretty badass-looking, like, high gear, always the black mechs, you know, red lights, all that kind of stuff. You see all kinds here.
I picture, like, the gamer gear RGB, like, computer setup guys.
Oh yeah. There's a variety of people, you know, like the tech heads, people who have all the very like wonky tech style mechs. A lot of Smith Amano types, you know. They're all about just making their mech look like as futuristic high tech as possible.
Looks over all these mechs. A lot of those like higher techy like corpo mechs, he kind of like makes a little bit of a face at. Prefers his trustworthy and reliable weaponry.
Yeah, as you look around, you don't really see too many NSP North Star style mechs. It's mostly Harrison Armory and Smith Amano.
It's sad at that. There's not like that bit of camaraderie. He is again the boomer with a bunch of children.
Now, the only other one you see is a kind of like a retrofitted Lancaster that's being used more as like a mobile dolly for fixing and adding attachments to mechs and stuff like that. Not even like a real Lancer style Lancaster, but more of an optimized like for this kind of environment kind of editing style mech.
A shame. Lancaster's a really reliable mech. One of the better ones, honestly.
Alright. Do you do anything else?
Other than finishing up whatever maintenance he has to deal with and whatever downtime activities, which I decided, he's probably gonna just get wasted. He's gonna go grab a drink.
Okay. We'll get to downtime here before too long. Let's get into everyone else's how you're interacting with your new licenses on your mechs. Who'd like to go next?
Well, no one's volunteering. I'll go.
Okay.
All right. So I like to think how Scraps ends up getting his third license level in Goblin is that after like extensively hacking the particular just upgraded and souped up creations of the doctor that they captured, it gave him knowledge of like hacking further into where he may have gotten like the previous license and breaking through a wall that he couldn't get through before, and was genuinely rewarded with the next step in Goblin Tech.
Okay. So are you doing this like in an official hangar? Are you doing this like somewhere offsite where no one can see? Like what's your workstation?
I would say probably his workstation is probably in their hangar, for the most part.
Okay. Like, what do you mean their hangar?
Our group's hangar. It's just he has like a little spot that he's made for himself that has like random tech dangling off of places and generally a bit of a mess with maybe some like garbage from like food strewn about.
Okay. So you have your little own corner of the carrier. You kind of set it up, and like, what's your very important for someone like you? What's your PC layout like?
Well, his PC layout is 3 screens across like a particularly decently sized. It's not even like a desk. It's almost like just a long table, where he has just his PC going, and then like along this table, there's like the single keyboard, but there seems to be places where a part where you can click where another keyboard will like flip out, kind of like movie hacking. Probably generally has like any of the latest tech that he can get his hands on.
Okay. All right, so you're going through, and kind of like how you initially kind of started getting into lands in the first place. It's just it was something of more of a game. You're in the dark web of the OmniNet. It's just a bunch of channels, techno jargon, following links, making sure that your defenses on your setup are good enough, because they want you to go through these links to get to where you need to go, but each one has like layers of viruses and stuff that will destroy and melt your computer every time. And so you need to make sure that your own gear is set and ready, and with how you're set, and you're getting deeper and deeper, and it's just hot because your CPU is kind of like burning up with just how much processing it has to do, not only to defend your setup, but to process a lot of the information. You have like a jerry-rig style like swamp cooler attached to it. You know, you like maybe take like a McDonald's like big gulp, pop the top off, and pour ice in like a little bucket on top to kind of help the cooling on it a little bit. It's very ghetto in a sense. And you're getting to the part that have been really hard. It's just walls and walls of text, and there are hidden links all over the text. And whenever you open one of these links, you have like a mayfly's life of time. It's only like a handful of seconds to like type in proper codes or to interject your own kind of programs and macros. And you just look like you're hardcore gaming, but anyone else behind you just sees a guy who's just there like and it's just opening a link, typing its code in, closing it, doing another one. Anyone who looks at you would think you're a madman and don't have no idea what you're doing. But every time you're getting through what these layers are, and like your general like mental progress, and you open up another window and you're like ready for whatever comes next. This is the deepest you've gone. You probably have to restart all over now, but you start seeing specks, and like it's like that sudden shot of adrenaline. You like grab a USB, slam it into your computer, and like hit like the download button, and you just start pulling whatever it is. You don't even know what it is. It's info. It's something. You'll make good use of it, hopefully. And that's something for later. As soon as it's done, as soon as you can like get back into it, you start going again and again and again, until it's like you get almost hard blocked at a point. Your PC's so hot now that you're just gonna need some more like resources, maybe a bigger setup, something. But you got a USB, nice and toasty when you pull it out of your computer, and you got some new info, and you like slide over to your casual spec side, which is like a 5-set monitor that you can pull up all kinds of information on, and you start getting all this stuff. So what'd you get on your license up?
Oh, I got license level 3 in Goblin, but my core bonus that I let me find the name of it real quick. The Lesson of the Open Door core for the Horus, which is pretty sick. It actually increases my saves by +2, and additionally, once per round, when a character fails a save against me, I can make them take 2 heat.
Ooh.
So you see all this on your monitors. They're all popping up the info, spreading down, and you just get like a sadistic smile on your face, because this is gonna make just the fantasy that might be running in your head is just some other mech is gonna just even look in your mech's direction, and they're just gonna overheat and explode into flame. Might be a little exaggerated to how it is, but it's just kind of that thought that just is like, yeah, this is what I've been waiting for.
Scraps just kind of like falls back in his chair, and like anybody who's in the hangar just hears like a cackle come out as he is very excited about the prospects.
And you got an NHP this level, right? What kind of NHP did you get?
Oh, I got the Osiris NHP.
Ah.
Which is pretty sick. It's actually part of the Goblin license level 3.
Okay.
And they have a cool. First of all, the AI is just like really interesting, but they also have a quick tech action called Hurl into Dewat, and it's a invade that after you invade them, they take 2 heat, and then there's like 4 different gates that you throw them through. When you do it the first time, you do the first gate, which you can control the target's standard movement. And then the next target that you hit with this gets the second gate, which they become slowed and impaired. And then the third target with it becomes stunned through the third gate. And then the fourth gate, you temporarily have your enemy become your friend for a round. It's actually pretty sick. Also, what else does it do? This effect. Oh yeah, this effect ends immediately if you or any allied character damages, inflicts heat upon, or attacks, including grapple and ram and stuff like that. So he would just need to let them know that he has control of the mech, basically, and to leave him alone. But it's pretty sick. I like it a lot.
Okay. And let's see. All right, and so, what's your particular Osiris's predilection? Does it lean more towards deity or ruler?
I'd say ruler, for sure.
All right. So you're going through all the information you found. You find an interesting NHP file. You read over like the small notes of it, you know, which just kind of go into very exaggerated and just like almost gibberish kind of sounding stuff. Is just like a god made manifest in cyberspace, a king among kings, taking back to the very core of humanity. The Osiris is the true ruler, and if you are not a worthy subject, then you... And it's like, it goes into like all this kind of stuff, and it just seems kind of like fun. It's just like, it's funky. It's something that's very like, you're not necessarily interested in probably being someone's like servant by any means, but the NHP at least sounds like a hoot and a half to interact with. So you go in. You plug in the like access code that's kind of included with it, and you kind of boot up the AI. And as the AI is starting off, it plays like a very, I mean, to you guys, incredibly retro, but like in ours, like an 80s style like game sound opening, just like oh, very like chiptune kind of style. Like imagine an old 80s style like soundtrack for an Egyptian theme for like an old game, and that's exactly like what it plays when you get like this old archaic looking graphic up. And in the middle of this like this scene that plays out, bits of it start kind of like falling off and forming together, and it's just this diametrically opposed, this old like 80s style PC game background, and then like an AI face that's very like high-tech 3D, almost coming like off the screen kind of forms, and speaks. My time. Oh.
My time has come. We shall begin the new monarchy. Doth you agree, my servants?
Oh, I do. We're gonna pwn.
Yes, we will pound them all.
And you gain access to your Osiris NHP.
Oh no, he's finally found someone who understands what he says.
He speaks the
God
ancient
save
text.
us all.
He knows the old tongue.
He was there when it was
He
written.
is the prophesized prophets. Insane. All right, anything else you do?
Oh, let's. What was the last thing I did? Was that scrounge and barter? No, that wasn't it.
Well, we'll worry about downtime activities a little later. As far as like getting your mech all set up and everything for your new license level, is there anything else?
I imagine I have to get rid of a lot of viruses in Texas Red's computer.
I found a cool toolbar. It turns my little cursor into a gun. Look, when I right click, it fires.
All right, he plugs up his stuff to see what awful thing that he just installed into his computer.
He has an operating system that this is the first time you've ever you find a default browser that you've never heard of.
What? Why are you using this?
Is there another one?
You can't find anything. He's like looking through like all your stuff. Why do you have 40 tabs open?
Well, I need to get to like my email, and that's it. Just 40 tabs of my email, but like they're different emails, might be important later. I can't just keep typing email into the little box.
You can though. Well, you don't even have to. It's like he sets it up to where your email icon will be in the middle of your screen with like a picture of somebody pointing at it.
I mean, if you insist. I feel like my method was a little easier.
And then, oh god, you have so many people tracking. Begins just like typing like heavily.
Oh, that's kind of nice of him.
Basically counter sniping everybody who's like taking your information.
Somebody cares where I am.
He does, however, make it to where you could keep the gun icon, but without the horde of viruses that came with it.
And that's why we're friends.
Right. Just don't click on any links that say there are local singles near you. It's usually a scam.
What?
Why do you have this prince's email saved?
He seemed like a nice fella. Needed just a little bit of like cash. Didn't know what he was talking about. We live in a cashless society. But like, I was gonna find some.
Texas Red is getting automated scam emails from centuries ago. People who program these automated emails are long dead and forgotten. The emails still remain.
But he tries to help out him as much as possible. But that probably consumes a good majority of his time.
Oh, there's a lot.
And you know that as soon as you're done, you leave, and then the next day he comes in and is like, by the way, my computer's acting up again.
Oh my god. It's my grandpa all over again.
Like, you come back, the email icon is gone somehow. It's a different background. It's like one of those like really shitty, like download a aquarium background.
I hit that button in the back of my computer. Should I have done that?
Oh, no. It's just like,
When was the last time you turned this off? You can turn them off and run for years.
It's just Alex's old setup where he jerry-rigged like the power sword.
Yeah, I did do that. I was this close to learning how to use how to do manual shorts to turn on my computer. I know how to do it now.
That'd probably be mine though.
Okay. Who's next?
Alicia, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
I can go if you want me to.
Sure, I don't have much of a preference.
Me either, so I'll go.
You go.
Alright, so I just imagine Destroyer just casually working out and then all of a sudden a notification popping up. And it's like the DMV where you need to renew your license but upgrade your license level, obviously. But it just takes as long and is as infuriating as the DMV. It's a nightmare.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So you're in the gym, pumping iron, doing some pull-ups. Your watch kind of like beeps, and it's like a little thing plays. It's like this big kind of like a jubilee. It's like, we've heard that you've recently entered into the Lancer tier list. Well, we want to offer you an increase in your license for the... Which one is it again?
Taliban. Oh, level 3.
Yeah, for the IPSN Caliban. We expect great things from you. We do highly recommend that you come to our office, and gives location, as soon as early convenient, so we can hand to you the codes required to upgrade your Caliban. So you're like, alright. You go, throw a towel over your shoulder, wipe up some of the sweat, go shower, head on to like the auto tram, go all the way in, and you know, you kind of go off to like a far side of the town, which with the auto tram takes minutes. You go so fast. In our current day and age, we have no idea, but this would be like the difference between going to the next town over in just a handful of minutes. And you head off into like a IPSN like building. You show your credits, they let you in. There's a lot of folk here, a lot of folk who are getting like their... It's not just Lancers. There are some people that you might recognize as some Lancers. You know, people who have that kind of that I've killed people kind of look to them. But there's also just a lot of like blue collar folk who are here. They got like tickets to get repairs for their construction mechs. You got some suits here, probably construction company owners who are currently in chats with people. And you finally like go up to the counter and they look at your ticket and they're like, ah, a Lancer? You're on the wrong line. You gotta join the Lancer line right over there. It's like on the far side of this huge building. And there's only like a handful of people over there, but there's also no signage whatsoever. Something you would never know unless you've actually like been there before. It's frustrating. It's been already like an hour waiting in line to get to the wrong table. So you go over there. You got some other folk who just kind of look at you, bored out of their mind. They just kind of give you like the heads up like, yo, and nothing else. And there's like only like 5 people in front of you, which wouldn't be that bad, except they're Lancers, and they have to have a much more extended conversation with the IPSN. And so each one of them take about 20 to 30 minutes. You gotta wait another 2.5, 3 hours before you finally go in. The office is the most claustrophobic office. It's bizarre. You go all the way down. It's a big building. You go all the way down. You open up the door. The desk is literally inches away from you, and there's a small chair. You don't even know how this person got into this small-ass room to sit on the other side of the desk. You sit down. They go over your information. Have you been here before, or is this your first time at this particular this particular planet?
I think this is his first time. Definitely.
Ah, all right. So they go over, they look up, and they're like, "Oh, we got your Lancer information, but we don't have any of your initial like application for the Caliban. So we're gonna have to get that information from you again." So you have to give them your name, your date, where you were born. You have to write a bunch of files in triplicate. You need to write. You need to go over like your training with them, and like your qualifications, and get all the information updated. And when that's all finally said and done, this is all information they should have had already. They should have just called the other office, get it ported over the computer. We got this new age technology, and what are they even using it for? But whatever. And you're like, all right, we've updated the account, and as soon as you log in on a registered printer, you should be able to get your upgraded stuff.
Dora lets out a sigh of relief. You're just like, thanks. And just walks out of there, just slightly defeated from all that torture.
So what'd you get on your upgrades?
I know I got a awesome shotgun, and then I got rapid maneuver jets, which I ignore engagement and freely pass through large characters. And then I got I'm gonna butcher this, Titan Namiki mesh. It's a core bonus where
the Titanomancy mesh, yes.
Yeah, that, yeah. That's all I could see.
Is that a good one for you?
Oh, that is a pretty good one.
Titanomancy. Oh yeah, it is a good one. Okay. I was confusing it with one of the other ones. All right. So you got that, and you got the which one? It was the HHS 155 Cannibal shotgun, which is a giant, heavy, double-barrel shotgun. So you go in. And you go up to the hangar, you hit the print button, it all kind of starts printing up. Your Caliban has a new, nice, shiny shotgun, and in all the joints that it had before, there are these thick, weaved together bands of artificial muscle on like the bicep areas and like the on the legs as well. And you know just by looking at this thing that this thing can just plow through anything. The urge to just take the mech and just start running through buildings and other mechs is hard to resist. Alright, anything else you do?
I think that'll be it, besides the downtime activity, which we'll do later.
Okay. Alrighty. Last but not least.
Hiya.
God, I can't wait for Alicia to just carry an enemy across the battlefield.
Same.
It'd be so fun. So for mine, clearly I just spend most of my time putting together my religion, getting more people involved, and I think as I'm like getting more people worshiping the mech and praying to it, it just sort of like, without any involvement on my part for the most part, like is sort of upgraded on its own, and like it just sort of like gets parts in a bunch of different ways slowly over time. Like sometimes I'll just walk in and it'll have a new part on it already, or like a devout member will bring it to prayer and be like offer it as just sort of a, not sacrifice, I don't remember words, you know what I'm saying.
Offering.
And yeah, offering, or like
Okay.
it'll just show up on our doorstep one day and I'll be like, oh, this looks like it fits on my neck.
So you gotta work with me here, because that's a completely outrageous idea. So, to respect the settings somewhat, like where is this all happening, right? Where's this whole religion thing doing? Because you do this like at Lancer HQ or somewhere, people are just gonna laugh at you and think you're crazy. You might risk losing your ability to operate as a Lancer if you're viewed as being a little too mentally unwell.
Yeah. Do we have like the ability to just go to other planets nearby easily?
Sure.
I think I want to start finding like smaller planets that like have people and like aren't too hard to get to, but also aren't like big enough for like the big government, big Lancer to pay too much attention to. And I'm pretty careful about like staying sort of under wraps with it, with my info suit or whatever that lets me change my appearance and my social skills that I think I have.
Okay, well, first of all, I'll mention, it's not like a planet-wide thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's not like people are watching at every corner all over the place.
Yeah. I just want to find like places that are sort of like out of the way, not too at risk of being found out.
Okay. All right, so you're going to these places, and you're kind of trying to form a religion around your mech, which we'll get to in the downtime activity for sure. But so when it comes to the improvements, right? It's not like giving you a part isn't necessarily going to be enough, because I mean, what if you need to reprint up your stuff, for your mech?
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. You kind of need you either need something you can plug into like a printer or schematics along with it, and obviously it can't just happen completely, without someone. So it's like, are people coming to edit your mech? Or what, how are these improvements just coming on?
I think it's kind of similar to Texas Reds, where it's like forces out of my control, and I just sort of view it as like divine providence happening and like try to help it along in ways that I can. So like if I find a thing, I'm like, oh, this will work, and I try to like adjust it enough to make it fit with the mech, and like picking up things, like if I'm in a place where I might find something cool, I'm like, oh, there might like I'm just walking through like a marketplace. I'm like, maybe there's something cool for my mech here, and if there is, must be fate. And like other people can come and be, like I'll try to get definitely for my religion people who would know more about like engineering and all that stuff because that's helpful to me.
Okay.
But like it's kind of from like an outsider's perspective, just like one coincidence after another getting me all the parts I need. Seemingly, I guess.
Okay. All right. So you go out and kind of how you even initially got going. It's not like, if I am not overstepping in anything, let me just try to help patch things up to make this a little more coherent for narrative purposes. When you first started and you started like when you found Messiah in the first place, you know, actually, you know what, that's a good question. What were you before Messiah?
So my general backstory that I loosely came up with was I'm from like a sort of rural, far off, small planet, and one day Messiah just sort of like fell from the sky and started absolutely wrecking shop and basically destroyed the planet. And then like
It can't destroy a planet, it's just a landscape.
not like, yeah, it's not like destroying the planet, but like just going around killing a bunch of people, like breaking houses and whatnot, like wreaking havoc on this small planet with like no one important and not very good defenses.
Let's say like your village or something.
Yeah, that's basically a planet for me who's probably never left the village. And then
Sure.
like I'm basically sitting there like, oh man, I'm next, but then just sort of opens his cockpit to me and must be a sign. So I take up that mantle and head off to my destiny awaits.
Okay, but what were you? Who were you before?
I think I was just sort of like a nobody, like on a small planet, like just being like because it was a small planet, I think it was into religion, and so that's sort of where I went with this. Like I was like, this must be religion, but I wasn't like too deeply involved in it. I think I was just like some random villager, like a farmer or something on some nonsense tiny planet that had like potato, wheat or something, future crop. My CPU, carrots.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to make it work. So you'll have to forgive me to take a moment. So the mech drops out of the sky, seemingly from nowhere, comes in, just starts destroying your agri colony that you're a part of. And it's a moment where you kind of think like everything is the mech seems supernatural. Like maybe the colony had some small defenses or something, or even it had like other mechs for like the purpose of plowing or machines or whatever. But like no matter what was thrown at this thing, it just blinked and came back completely good as new or good as ragged, whatever, the way it was before. And after like seemingly destroying literally almost everything, it stops in front of you, opens up its cockpit, and you feel compelled to like enter. And as it closes, you know, you are you sit in the seat, and as you do so, you feel sharp pain and heat and liquid running down from the back of your skull down your neck. And before you can even have time to like register any of that, you're kind of filled with a lot of information far beyond what your mind can handle in fractions of seconds. And like when you come back, you are on another world. You are in a place you don't recognize. Apparently you've been operating, or the Messiah has been operating and doing stuff, and you feel like the sense that it was using you in a sense. But when you get back in to operate it for like your next mission, let's say the mission that everyone went on at the very beginning, right? You can pilot it. You don't know how. You don't know what the levers are supposed to do, like when you think about what they're called or whatever. But there's just kind of like this somatic learning you have where, you know, everything's muscle memory, how it operates. And Messiah also seems to have like this sense of this neural link that can kind of further connect you and Messiah. And with your kind of rural upbringing, not knowing what, and being introduced to essentially a whole new world, you didn't even know what life was out here or what technology was like out here or anything like that. It's just all beyond you. It just seems like you were taken to a whole nother world. You don't know what happened in the blank time or whatever. And not only that, but when you kind of like hook up with Messiah, it almost has like a drug-like feeling. Like everything feels somewhat surreal and out of sync with time almost. And for one reason or other, however your character's adjusted, you take this as kind of like a sign of Messiah being something, and you are its, like, it needs you and it uses you, and there's that kind of sensation that it needs you, right? Like it can't do what it can do without you, and that fills you with a strong sense of accomplishment and belonging, and almost an unhealthy like development of Stockholm syndrome in a way, considering it literally just killed everyone you knew and probably cared about, took you away, erased time, but it needs you.
Exactly.
Sound good?
You've done it. You did
Okay.
exactly what I wanted, but you did it in a way that made sense in the setting.
That's what I'm here for. All right, so you go out. You're looking for. You don't know. You're like everyone around, like the stations. Anyone who looks too well put together seems like they wouldn't hear your message. And there's just, and similar to like after your experience out on the long rim, talking with the various destitutes, those living on the edge of livable space and everything like that. People who need something are the ones you kind of aim for. And when you go out on the town, describe for me what your casual wear looks like. What do you look like?
My casual wear is the info skin or whatever that, so I'm always prepared to like make a quick switch up. But I think it looks like it's not like fancy or anything, but it's on the nicer side of like a more casual wear, so that I can go to like the sort of like slums-ish areas and still be like one of the fancier people there, but I'm not standing out as like an upper class folk.
Mm-hmm.
So that I have like sway over everyone, but not like I'm too far above them or like out of reach or like the oppressors. I'm like kind of middle class. I'm going for like the middle class look.
Okay, so you have you come out, right, and you have a very casual kind of like a drip in a way, you know, something that's not fancy, but something that's like, it's nice and it shows you have a level of like taste, but it's kind of super casual, you know, like everyone knows like the drip sweater or the hoodie or the like general outfits, right? Like, it's just nice, but it's like street nice. Your hair is really nicely done. You kind of have that charismatic air about you, which just was something you weren't before, but there's just something about it where ever since your experience, ever since hooking up to Messiah for the first time, you've had this level of impassionedness that does not come across as obsessive. It's a very, you speak very confidently, very like emphatically, but it doesn't sound crazy, despite how you've been playing up until this point. But we're trying to make this sound reasonable.
When I'm really in the preaching mindset, I get into it. Usually I'm a little crazy, but when I get down to business, it's business.
When you're hooked up to Messiah, it's almost like you're a completely different person. You become more zealous when you're hooked up to Messiah, but when you're outside of Messiah, you become more the preacher. And you go out to these areas, you start talking to people, you start looking for people, and you spend a good amount of time being absurdly social, but in a way that's so subtle that people wouldn't realize just by looking at you. And you just start looking for all those people, you know, like talking to them, being friends with them, telling them about your like life-changing experience, how you got kind of uplifted out of an aggro world and now you're a lancer who's ranked, you know, like that starts swaying some people, some minds. You start getting in and you start looking for like those techie people, those people who are just kind of like the outcasts, who are really good with computers and stuff like that. And before you know it, in a whirlwind of various circumstances, and it's a situation where if you were to talk about how you got to where you are right now would be a whole book in itself of various events. you're suddenly talking with these tech heads, these people who maybe they're like they have the oh goodness, it's when you're obsessed with like modifying your body. There's a term for it.
Transhumanist.
No, similar, but there's like an actual term for like being obsessed with modifying yourself.
Ah, that's just a philosophy.
I
That's
haven't
super down
watched.
for it.
I haven't watched the Cyberpunk show.
There's something on like the History Channel about like a bunch of people who are like obsessed with like modding their body and
Yeah,
like stuff like that, and I've seen it, and I know there's like a specific term for it.
I know it.
Body dysmorphia. There's a term. What about addiction to? Cannot find it. Anyway, they're tech heads. They got all kinds of different modifications, all kinds of like direct uplinks or whatever. They start getting in. They start getting into like the dark part of the OmniNet, and you know, all you can do is you're just like, yeah, that's it, my man. You know, it's like constant reinforcement, constant touching, constant like, you know, like reaffirming. You get all these people who are kind of like, they're interested, right? But you can't take them back to the base for sure. So you're like, just be on the lookout. You know, look out for a Lancer by the name Cleric and the Messiah, and I don't know, maybe I'll be in some holovids or something sometime. You know, you prep people. You're in the stage of prepping people to pray, to get ready, telling them about this like experience, this otherworldly experience and everything like that, so that the time where you are more famous, higher in the rankings or whatever, you know that the seeds have been sown, and kind of digging back to your agri roots. You'll be in for a great harvest of followership once the time arises, where you can have something more meaningful. And they get some modifications for you. So what's your license upgrade?
I got Lich 3, which gave me Stay of Execution and Didymus class NHP, which has time split. Those are some cool things.
And what was your core bonus?
My core bonus is the lesson of transubstantiation.
Okay.
So basically, anytime I take structure damage, I just disappear into non-space and cease to be a valid target. And I come back at the end of my next turn, or the start of my next turn. So I'm just harder to kill now.
Okay. All right. So a lot of coding stuff and everything. You got your followers to kind of like look up this kind of stuff for you, and you're like, that sounds right. That sounds right. And you see, you know, that like Messiah is a lich, and lich has like these kind of features. It makes you interested to see like where the idea of the lich came from. But you feel like Messiah is different. And yeah, I guess this this particular NHP doesn't come with any special personality profiles.
Nah, not that I know of.
That's fine. Has my audio been cracking for y'all, by the way?
Not really.
I haven't noticed it.
Okay, good. Because I've been on the voice mod thing the whole time, and I was like, oh no, soiled it.
That's just the power of Foundry.
You gotta
Clear
do it all
stuff
over
that
again.
it doesn't even deal with.
True.
But all right, so we got all that done. You guys have gotten your licenses, and I know it has been the most exciting part, but I think this was some much needed narrative buildup that we've been neglecting this
I
whole
think
time.
it was fun.
True.
I was
like-
interested
I'm
in
sweating,
everyone's
man. I just had to
stuff.
come up with like 4 whole storylines.
That's what you get for, I don't know, being a good GM, I guess.
Yeah,
You
that's what you
guess.
deserve.
You
Be
did great,
great,
don't
Matt.
worry.
So, we are about halfway through the session at this point. Did you all want to take a quick 10-minute break before we move on to the next part, or do you guys just want to keep moving on?
I don't mind taking a break.
Yeah, a little break.
Let's
Won't
take a
hurt
break.
nobody.
Okay, go get some water. We'll be back, and hopefully now everything is set. I've been doing a lot of stuff on Foundry. Be on the lookout. Also, check us out down in the description below or below on Twitch. We have a Discord link that you can come and join us. If you enjoy these kind of things, follow, subscribe. I'm working a lot harder to try to make this campaign really click and work well. And I think I've made a lot of good progress today, at least narratively speaking. But that will be back in about 10-15 minutes.
When we go on, let's go.
Alright, we're back. We've all been playing Foundry in the meantime. Also, I need to like resize this window. I don't know how low that's gonna go. Let's see. One second here. Resize it, hopefully make it look nice. Yeah. But alright, so on to downtime activities. So as far as downtime is concerned, you don't have to take a downtime activity. All downtime activities should only be there to enhance your roleplay experience or to help you gain in-game benefits like things like reserves or the like. Another thing to consider as well is if you want to start getting yourself ingratiated to powerful individuals or people who are help you, accomplish your goals, downtime is the way that you should start doing so. The options that are shown here are just kind of vague ones that allow you to either have some good roleplay fun or be ways to get reserves or the like. You guys also need to consider what mission you guys want to take next, how you're going to go about finding that. Being a Lancer is not just, hey, here's a job. It's going out, having people people calling you or going out and seeking work and the like. So, I have everything for you guys to consider. Just have a higher emphasis on the narrative you guys want to tell. And don't be afraid to work together as well. We're definitely free to do so.
We're actually going to go on 5 solo missions. Just kidding.
Well, I know for a fact Lone Star is gonna go get a damn drink. So, if someone wants to tag along, he will happily drag you, to a bar.
Stroy will be happy to after the hell he went through.
He actually probably offers everybody. He's like, "Hey, we're going to a bar."
Yeah, Scraps will be up for it.
I'll go hang out with the gang.
Which one?
And I we'll see if this turns out like the drinking mission from Red Dead Redemption 2. You just get absolutely shit-faced and look for Lenny.
The drinking mission from the last downtime we had where our good goblin friend got a tattoo and it was infected.
Yeah, horribly infected.
Wait, when did that happen?
I was
He might have been gone. I don't know.
Oh, I was probably gone. That's it.
Oh, yeah. I have a tattoo, though, that I could probably ingratiate myself with a gang that roams around.
Nice.
There's some fun stuff that can happen. But all right.
Look, I'm in a gang.
I think your tattoo's oozing again.
Ugh, infected tattoos are awful.
So, I'll give you all the options, because you can only technically take one downtime activity between missions. So if you have something specific you want to do, you don't have to do this drink. You can all participate in each other's activities without without expending yours. But if you're also investing in the same activity, what I'll do is I'll make multiple rolls and I'll craft an interesting set of events using the options provided by multiple rolls.
I want to get organized.
I figured you would. So anyone else wanting to invest their downtime in getting a damn drink, or just the one?
Yeah, I'll do it.
I'll get a drink too.
Okay.
Hey.
Alrighty. I need you each.
I feel lame being the only one not getting wasted and fighting.
You could
It's
change
okay,
your answer.
taste.
Setting
I'm a man of the cloth. I can't.
Jesus drank some wine.
It's true.
also Jesus, you
Jesus
rolled a
is
99 on that
one.
D100, by the way.
I know. That was insane. I'm glad someone else saw that.
I did notice it.
I noticed. I'm sorry,
It
Pooter.
was
I didn't.
awesome.
That's cool.
And before that, you rolled a 19 on the
Yeah.
D20. What the hell are you doing, Booter?
I just wanted to play around and it decided to pop off.
So what are we rolling?
So I'm reading over because we did it slightly wrong the last time we were doing it, but that's okay. So when you go out to get a drink, you need to state what it is that you're attempting to do. Make connections, collect gossip, forge a reputation, or even just to forget about what happened on the last mission. Then you roll a d20.
Okay. Well, I think Lone Star is out making connections. He had a reputation mainly, and his old reputation is just he's very naturally like easy to talk to. He's just the kind of guy that you could like chat up a good conversation with, like out in public, like as a stranger. So he's probably just like having a good time meeting new people, meeting other Lancers, and trying to make some buddies. Maybe some people they can call on, and vice versa.
Okay. So go on and go find some like-minded, individuals, make some good connections, and who knows, might come in handy.
Maybe someone out here also understands ISP North Star is the best max.
Fair. Okay. What about you, Goblin? Or, Scraps?
I'm gonna say making connections too, but I think it would be more along the lines of like trying to find a job for the group. If that makes sense.
Okay. And what about you, Destroyer? What are you looking to do while you're get a drink?
Well, everyone's being productive and drinking. He just wants to forget what happened at the GMP, so he's trying to forget it and just drink as much as he can.
Okay.
Just wake
All
up
right.
with a new like.
It's not even forgetting the last mission. It's forgetting the trip to the DMV.
Yeah. Exactly.
That was
Hey,
a mission
you know what?
in of itself.
It did sound like it was much harder, honestly.
The mission was so tough. Can they get an extra license level?
All right. I need each of you to roll a d20.
Not bad.
Oh my god!
No!
Nice job, Alicia.
Thank you.
Okay. Now I get to craft the series of events you guys get to go through based on these results.
I actually didn't have anybody who rolled below like the success, so that's
I'm
good.
gonna lose my dignity again.
Lame.
It's intact.
Okay. So, you guys head out on word that Lone Star picked up that there's a pretty nice kind of like a sports bar where a bunch of Lancers who work with IPS and North Star tend to hang out. And after the kind of very dry Smith Simano and Harrison Armory kind of folk that you've been dealing with at the Lancer HQ itself, instead you're like, alright, I want to go hang out with those guys. And so y'all head out. It's a nice night out on the town. And you finally pull on up. It's this big kind of like multiplex sports bar. It's like a 3-story building, all with windows that are nearly floor to ceiling. Inside you can see warm light. You can see various large monitors with various types of sports on them. And you can see individuals of all kinds getting a drink and going, you know, having a good time, more or less. This is also the kind of sports bar as well that has like a game section where you can, you know, go in, play some like basketball, like the, you know, like arcade style basketball or whatever. It's a fun place. It's a fun place. And as you're going in, looking around, you easily see a variety of individuals, mostly because they're individuals that are either carrying heat or look like that, you know, they'd kill you with their own bare hands if they could. And so now you guys need to start form a strategy. You're all here. It's a nice warm place. You're told to kind of like find a seat wherever. And you see the people that you want to interact with. But now you guys need a game plan. Like, how are you going to do this? What are you going to do? So you're all huddled up together. Go ahead, take the seat.
All right. What should our game plan be?
I mean, could always just like say hi. Just talk to another person. They're talking about Lancer stuff. We talk about Lancer stuff for a bit. Maybe people are like, oh, hey, we're also Lancers. Well, granted, everyone here is one. And we get some connections there.
That could work. I'm not the best people person, though.
I mean, I'm pretty good at like talking to people online, but it's a little bit of a different situation, I suppose.
Kind of the same thing. Not really, but...
All those like chat room things are really weird. It's not the same.
Well, you're still talking to somebody at the end of the day, though, so... It's just on a computer.
You can't see that face, though. Can't
And
pick up
Cleric,
on
you're here
body
as well. You
language.
get to participate.
Oh,
Oh, you said you wanted to go hang out with everyone.
yeah, I'm here.
Just rises from the ground.
Oh.
I come up and touch someone on the back. They go, "Oh God, where were you this whole time?"
I died briefly.
I died briefly. I don't know. You two old men seem like the better people pleasers. Do you want to like start us off? Y'all are harmless.
Wait, who you calling old?
I'll have you know, I'm very harmful, but I will start us off.
I mean, I'll also say for the record, I'm extremely harmful too, but like, that's kind of the job.
Yeah. About as harmful as kittens.
I mean, they can scratch it. I mean, then I guess like we could always do typical normal like hangout thing. We're there hanging out with ourselves, like just kind of as friends do, and then I don't know, either we have a conversation that someone else might be interested join in, like, oh, you mentioned a thing I know about, or someone else mentioned something and like, oh shit, you pilot this mech? That's a cool one. Here's mine.
They got any future TVs playing future sports in these future sports bars?
Yes.
Future basketball.
That's it. That's our way in. We walk up to the bar, we tap on the guy next to us, and we point at a TV and go, shame, or wasn't that a cool play? Depending on the situation.
This is getting ingratiated through sport.
Indeed.
The results have already been determined. I am your interface with the world. You guys just do whatever, hopefully within reason, and I'll interact.
Are we in the bar right now? Are we like outside?
Yeah, we're sitting at a table, like coming up with a game plan.
Okay.
Yeah, you see other lancers. They appear to be lancers over at like their own set of tables, kind of doing stuff, and you're like, oh, all right, these are the kind of people we want to
I need
like
to
talk
know
to.
how old are these people? Because that will greatly affect our plan.
It doesn't. It's really hard because most people in this day and age can live well over like 300. You know, I think that the average like normie lifespan's like 160, 180, something like that. They look to be adults. Other than that, it's nearly impossible to tell. They're gruff, roughneck-looking individuals. Thick beards or scruffy faces. They look like they're the kind that would operate IPS and North Star style mechs.
Hey, Ace. I point to these guys. These guys look like your kind of folk, or they our kind of folk.
Oh, you're trying to determine that. I don't know. That kind of range, to be honest. Why? What's the game plan?
I think we got this. I think old Lone Star and I can open this up. It'll either go really good or really bad. And if that's the case, you can come in and save us from it.
All right.
I look at Lone Star and get my fist pumped, ready to go, and I say, here's to hoping they don't talk about tech.
Oh god, I didn't think about that. We'll just cross that when we get there. I at least I know the ISP North Star type. It's kind of what I've got experience in, so we'll see.
I feel like worst comes to worst, we just got to talk about our latest mission, and we'll be hitting it off already.
Oh, or actually, another thing we could always do. I mean, granted, might depending on the reception, you know, make a new friend, and you could always just like, hey, I'm an up and coming lancer. I'm on the leaderboard just now, you know, in the 5%. Is there any tips that you could tell us? Like, you're obviously experienced.
That's a good idea. I think building them up so that they'll be more ingratiated to us.
I'm also just saying that because I do want to know. I'm not looking to manipulate these people.
No, obviously.
I will, however, trade blows if the need comes to it. I will beat some ass.
Okay, if it comes down to that, I will get punched quite a few times. I can't guarantee I'll land any punches, but I will be punched.
So yeah, I guess we go and try to meet some new, more experienced lancers.
Okay, go ahead. Like I said, I am the scene. Whenever you guys do, I will provide information. Any questions, any actions, feel free.
Okay, here we go. I stand up, and I think Lone Star and I are gonna go over there first.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you both begin approaching, one of the guys notices he's got big, thick black beard, very thick black eyebrows and hair, really gruff individual, very sun-weathered. He seems to be kind of wearing like a utility hard suit.
Hey there, big guys.
Yeah. How can we help you folks? They all turn to face you guys. There are about like 5 of them. They all are various descriptions of, roughneck.
Actually, we had a couple questions because we're actually pretty new. We just got here and still trying to make our names. We're finally on like the Lancer leaderboard, but just started out. And you all at least seem like the first normal, not corpo types I've ran into. I wondered if you could spare any advice to some up and coming Lancers.
You know what? I like you, kid. That's pretty good. All right. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Just, pull up some seats. We'll get you some drinks. We don't typically do this kind of stuff, but,
Oh, I don't
guys
need
are
you
kind of...
imposing.
No. You guys are fine. Just, hey, anyone who shits on those corporals are a friend of mine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. As he like waves over the other two. We also got some buddies over here. They similar boat, just a bit more shy.
I pull up a stool from the bar that's like too tall to be at a table.
Sure.
Scraps moves over and joins them.
Destroyer kind of stumbles by because he's already slightly drunk. He was
Destroyer just
taking
in the
shots.
background, just downing whole mugs.
We were over there at our table strategizing for the past half an hour, and Destroyer's just been doing shots the whole time.
Alright, so everyone kind of gets it around. A lot of them kind of looking at you, looking you up and down. The main guy seems charismatic enough and willing to talk, though. And, so, how can we help you? We can, I can't really offer much other than don't die, and eventually you'll get up there, but
Lone Star makes a little show of being like, all right, don't die, as he like fakes taking a note.
Sure.
Ooh, that's a problem. My main thing is dying a lot. I do that quite often.
Guy raising the eyebrows. So everyone's just like, what the fuck? And he's like, oh yeah, I get you. Yeah, he doesn't get you.
I guess one major question I got, is there like a good technique to finding a new job, like picking a good one, like not getting taken advantage of or walking into just a suicide mission?
You know what? That's a good question. That's the difference between you and them non-rankers, that's for sure. Yeah, so first of all, I'd work small, right? Go make a name for yourself. Just get up on someone's notoriety list in some fashion, good or bad. You know, we're mercs. People pay for our guns. So, even if you're the one blasting their troops to bits, next time you're on the market, they might be looking to pick you up anyway. So, don't go around making an ass of yourself on the battlefield. Just do the job. Keep your head down, mostly so you don't get shot. But prove people you got the skill. Guy chimes up in the back. And actually be fucking good. Like, for real. I see some of these high class, like, top 10K Lancer groups, and man, they don't take any missions anyone cares about. Oh, look at me, I'm escorting these scientists through these magnetic fields or nothing. And then they get fucking medals for it? Shit. The guy's like, yeah. Kind of what he said, you know, just do work people want you to do. Make some good connections. You'll start getting some jobs that are, you know, aren't taking advantage of you. And I mean, we live and die by our reputation. So, if you're gonna be assholes, you gotta be the biggest fucking meanest assholes on the battlefield.
Huh. That makes sense. I mean,
I can do that. I can definitely do that.
A waitress comes over and delivers a variety of bar foods. This kind of bigger guy, meaty fingers, reaches over and is just like, oh yeah, cheesy bits! And just goes and just starts noshing like an animal on them.
Oh, hell
Guy's
yeah.
just like, yo, Brick, calm the fuck down. You've been eating good for the last month. And guy's just like, shut up! I love my cheesy bits.
to be fair, cheesy bits are like the best bar food.
Top tier snacks for sure.
Yeah, they are.
Guy's like, see, Captain, these guys know what they're talking about. Yo, what? More cheesy bits, please.
Yeah, get us around, all around. Some more cheesy bits.
7 orders. Waitress just looks like, oh no. Goes back. Guy's like, God, these guys, but whatever. No. Any other questions?
I have more, but I'll let the party speak up if they have anything.
Kind of looking for any like jobs out there. Have you seen anything that maybe you didn't want, but or there's just too many to pick from?
I don't know. Hey, Goggles. One of the other guys here is kind of there. Yeah, he's a very gaunt kind of guy, very skinny. He looks like let's see, a skinny engineer with a gruff face. If that makes an image for you, sure, that's what he looks like. However you think, and he sits there and he's just like, well, I mean, it depends. What kind of work y'all looking for?
I guess something for some real action, to be honest. Our last one was like against this crazy scientist who had his own made automatic mechs. It's insane.
They had a really big laser cannon.
Sounds kind of cool. Let's see. Like, you looking war zones? Are you looking like squashing rebel camps, fighting pirates? What kind of
I'll
action?
fight pirates.
As long as it
Pirates.
beats something up.
Big old monsters.
Fighting some pirates could be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Britt
Take
gives
care,
you a
one.
fist pump destroyer. And he's just like, yeah, fuck him up!
Hell yeah.
I like this guy.
Main guy is just like, hey, don't get his blood sugar up a little too high, man. Guy has pretty bad diabetes.
Oh,
shit.
maybe we should cancel some of those orders of cheesy bits.
Just give
Captain's
them all
like-
to me.
Y'all can try. And guy's like, oh, hey, I like you, but don't be taking my cheesy bit. You understand, little pipsqueak?
Oh, you don't need to worry. I'll be eating just as many as you, if not more.
I'll take bigger shits than you.
I slam the tail like a "you're on," and really just waving down these cheesy bits, hurrying up the waitress all the time.
Fading them out for a moment. So you're talking to this guy. What kind of job were you looking for again?
Fighting the pirates sounded like the fun one, and I think everybody was in pretty good agreement.
Yeah.
Let's kill
All right, pirates. That's easy, actually. You know, all you gotta do is start asking around like the various mining colonies and such. There ain't no bigger targets than just raw resources. I mean, we live in an age where that really don't matter much, and pirating is more for outskirts of space. But they still happen, especially if there's something you can't get anywhere else. So, mining facilities, big. Anywhere that's got any kind of unique resources, that's where you're gonna want to find work against pirates. Hey, go check up at the IPS or the IPS facility. That ain't far from here. They probably got some information. You know what? Why not? I can get you a connection in if that's what you're looking for. Is this Bargus what you want for one of your reserves that you gain?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So I think, well, on for sure on CompCon, but I think also on your actor, there should be.
Maybe on the pilot themselves, huh?
Yeah, let's see. Is there a place for... Hey, we're talking to him. I can't hear you.
Oh, no. I'm more reciting to...
Don't look like there's anything on the pilot. That's unfortunate, other than notes.
I guess notes would have to be the case. Or I could do it on CompCon and then, like, see if loading will transfer it over or something.
Maybe. I don't know. But under your reserves, you can add the... let's see. I should take the extra step.
Looks like skill point, talent point, extra core bonus, license point, or mech skill point.
There should be like an other, I believe.
Oh, there's other stuff. Yeah, there's a tab thing up above that I didn't see. There's like resource reserves options, tactical reserves options, mech reserves options, custom reserves, project, organize.
Yeah, this is a connection you're getting. So wherever, whatever, whoever, well, I won't put that. Let's see here.
Oh, that's cool. You can get an NHP resistant assistant as a reserve.
Yeah, you can get anything. You can get like a whole mech. All right. Your contact is Gon Truong, which I'll type the name here for you.
Might have to do it as a custom one. It looks like, which is easy enough.
And they are IPS North Star directives contacts on Crescentium in the Cascade line. Bam. There you go. So, Goggles gives you some info. And he's like, they'll probably help you out. They're always looking for lancers who specialize in dealing with pirates. Dealing with pirates. Sorry, I got my voices mixed up.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
So, the waitress comes out with 7 plates of cheesy bits, which are just, like potato cheesy bites?
Yeah.
They're those. She comes over, she starts handing them out. Brick goes down and grabs 2 plates and is like, these are for me. And he's like, alright, skinny man, start chowing down. I'll get done with these 2 plates before you get done with you when you're young.
I grabbed 3. It's a matter of pride now. No matter what, these will all be in my stomach.
Alright. So you start mowing down on cheesy bits. And it's disgusting. What about you, Destroyer? What are you doing in all this? I know you're also a cheesy bit fan.
So Destroyer's just watching Cleric just pound these down. You just cheer him out. He's like, go, 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 go. And he's just eating at the same time. So food's slightly falling out of his mouth because he's just gross and drunk right now.
Halfway through, I'm just start waving my hand over at Destroyer to hand me a beer. Just start chugging and then go right back to cheesy bits.
Hell yeah, he'll definitely hand you over a beer.
All right. And these events, you guys get to tell me how the story goes. Do you beat them? Do you lose? What's up?
I don't think there's a clear winner. I think it's one of those things where we sort of tap out at the same time and just mutual respect of the cheesy bit fanatics being born.
All right. So you're going through, right? And you both, he finishes his first place super fast. I mean, this guy, he grabs a quarter of the plate with a single handful. Dude's a monster. But this just eggs you on, and you just start pushing. And as Brick's there, chewing 10 of these things in a single mouthful, just being an utter slob, you are just inhaling. You're just you're just eating, chewing really fast. You're kind of getting a little sweaty with it. You're making this look like it's more of a competition. And Destroyer, you're there. And you're kind of like, you're cheering them on. You're drinking and eating all in like a short span of time. You're like, go, 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 young, 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 the whole time. Your energy's so like infectious that they all kind of like, the rest of the crew besides like Captain Guy began kind of like getting on with it and getting really hyped into it. You guys start being loud. You guys start being a little rowdy. But it's all in good fun. And by the time that Brick and Cleric are there, kind of like, I mean, Brick made a bad bet because he already eaten like 2 whole plates of cheesy bites before even starting. So by this point, he's just like, oh, trying to get the last one in, you know, and Cleric, not being a man for gluttonous behavior, hit about the same level, and you guys are just like making it in. You're both like finish looking at each other. You feel sick to your stomach, but you look in each other's eyes and you know you feel exactly the same as each other right now. You get this empathic link that you're just like, yeah, it sucks, don't it, buddy? And you both kind of just like lean back, and the whole time Destroyer is just like, yeah, and the other guys are like, dude, look at this guy chow down. Fucking looks Brick look like a fucking 8-year-old girl as Destroyer's there, literally destroying everything else, and in no short order is getting a bunch of cheesy bites and a bunch of alcohol. You consume volumes of food not imaginable to people, but you know, being a workout kind of individual yourself, you got like that metabolism that lets you eat ridiculous amounts of food without ever putting on excess weight. And right now you're just like, you're on that calorie deficit, so you're all for it. You don't even realize that the other two are tapping out, and you're just like, oh man, these cheesy bites are so great, just chowing down. The rest of the guys are just like, man. Like, what's your name? What's your name, champ? Talking to you, Alicia.
Sorry. Destroyer.
Yeah, destroying the plate of cheesy bites. Look at them go! As they start hyping you up, and you just start eating like absurd amounts through your actions, the hype you build, and everything else. You just gain the respect of like all of these Lancers here. So
I try to cheer on Destroyer, but it's very quiet and reserved because I don't want to throw up all over the place.
Aw. Oh no.
Like, yeah, you got this,
Can't exert
Destroyer.
yourself too much. Probably like some of it said like head in hands.
Yeah, I can't turn more than like 10 degrees to either side, and I can't make big movements with my arms. If I speak up too loudly, it's all done. It's all coming out.
Alright, Alicia, so you get your pick of 2 of these. A good reputation, a friend or connection, a useful item or piece of information, or a convenient opportunity. You get to pick 2.
A good reputation and a good item or opportunity.
A good reputation and a good opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Destroyer, you make it in. You find out that their name is Mech Scrapyard. That's the name of their particular company. You make a pretty good reputation for yourself. You got pretty good in with them. The next time you interact with these guys, if ever again, you will gain accuracy on all your interactions with them. So on CompCon, so probably also a other. Let's see here. Oh, there is a place for... Oh, I wonder if you have to go... No, that's not it. How do you add reserves, Devin?
I wasn't able to add it to the character sheet on this one. I had to go to CompCon to do so.
Yeah, how do you do on CompCon?
That you just go into your person's map. I believe it tactical pro. No, not tactical. Narrative profile, my mistake. And then there's like a little edit button. It's going to be right below your
reserve
skills.
bonuses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. All right, so Alicia, go into that and go under reputation. Click the plus marker there. And then for the status, put in good with mech scrapyard.
Okay. And this was in CompCon, right?
Yes.
Underneath the mech.
Yeah, you go so on CompCon, go to your pilot, go under narrative profile.
Okay.
And then
there
right
it is.
under your skill triggers, there's reserves and bonuses. Hit the little edit marker next to it. And then go to resource reserves, which is the second tab. And hit reputation. And it'll pop you back out to that screen. You'll click reputation and you'll type in good with mech scrapyard. And in the notes, just type mech scrapyard is a IPS and North Star focused Lancer company. And something I totally missed for scraps. What was your cost? Because you get add a benefit at a cost, and the costs were, I mean, they're nothing major, mind you. Your dignity, all your possessions, or your memory.
How about my dignity?
No, you're fine. You get no penalty.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you're good.
Oh, oops, sorry.
It's scraps and I.
Let's go with memory of the night.
You know, I
Okay.
was gonna do the exact same. I made a friend here. I think Lone Star, as like a lot of the the rowdiness goes on. I think he keeps talking to like the leader of that group. Because mainly, also he is curious about like what being a Lancer is, any beginning tips he has. Eventually, just starts asking for cool stories. Probably makes a friend, but does not remember most of the night.
Okay. Sure. We could go through any of that if you want to, or if you just want to get through it, it's fine as well.
I think it's more of just like cheering on the eating, and then all partway through just like still chatting, just like inside of like a lot of screaming.
All right. Well, then you make a friend, which I think would be in the same category. Let me see here.
You might have to do a create your own thing, but
Yeah, you'd have to do a custom reserve.
Yeah.
And you are friends now with Captain Ironsight of the Mech Scrapyard.
Alrighty.
And for Alicia, or Destroyers, I should say, second benefit, a opportunity That's a good opportunity in this situation. Some of the individuals that you're hanging out with that night, they offer for you to come by their kind of like personally owned hangar, not too far off, at least while they're still planet side. They want you to meet some of the other crew and take a look at some of their mechs. You've made a big impression. They got high hopes for you. So you can, the next time you're here on Cressidium, go by Mech Scrapyard's personal hangar, and you can further increase your reputation with them as an additional part onto your downtime next time. Essentially giving you an additional downtime activity.
I'll definitely do that next time.
So make sure you make a note of that.
Yes.
Okay. So you'll have a really great night hanging out and get some possible hints as to where to go looking for work. And I know, Cleric, you actually wanted to go to a different downtime activity.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go to getting organized. So on your CompCon sheet, you're gonna have an organization, and you can put whatever you want on Cressidium. So starting my cult on Cressidium, however you want, and then you'll make a D20 roll.
What is the thing?
So on your character sheet, under your pilot, you're going to go to your narrator profile. You're going to go to reserves and bonuses and click that button. And at the very end, you're going to go to organization.
Ah.
And under type, political is going to be our closest, I think. There's no religious. So criminal also could work, I guess, depending on your intent.
Humanitarian.
And then just click start with efficiency or influence.
Um. Which one was the one I wanted? Influence is the one I wanted, yeah. I think. Yeah, so I'm gonna start with influence.
Okay.
And then a D20. Not
Okay.
bad.
Your organization starts off stable. You gain plus 2 efficiency or influence to a maximum plus 6.
So now I got a plus 4 to influence.
Okay. And so generally how this will work is whenever you operate within your organization's level of, or whenever you operate in your organization's area, you can get benefits to some kind of checks or abilities. And whenever you take downtime, your organization will also get a additional downtime activity where they're either working on giving benefits or looking for resources.
Indeed. Organizations are good.
Yeah.
Quite helpful.
But alrighty. So, that getting started. Now comes the time for you guys to all kind of gather together and kind of start talking about what mission you want to do next. So, I'll let y'all discuss and set the scene. Act it out. Play the part.
Okay, so we decided on pirates.
Hmm.
Now I gotta figure out which pirates.
Probably like
Is that what we decided on? Rubs his head.
Yeah, wait. This isn't good. You were the one paying attention and getting all the information from them.
Right. He looks at like a little pad that he has and begins typing on it. Looks like we got some sort of contact or something. Do have a description of him here.
Okay, so we just gotta find this person and we can get a pirate job from them.
I guess. You guys would know the other little bits, like going to like mining areas and stuff are a good place to find pirate jobs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Lone Star's also like in the same boat. He's probably been hungover enough that he can kind of like he's probably dealing with it a little better. But I remember that part. And that's at least where we'll find people even looking to give out that work. If he said anything past that, it's gone.
Crap. Honestly, I was listening too well. I was too busy drinking, but I think we should go with the contact first and go from there.
Oh yeah, it's a good idea. It gets us in a lot better too. Besides, like, if our entire job is making a reputation, might as well make it a reputation against, like, a group that, I guess not a lot of people got good opinions on. Because if you're out here saying, oh, these pirate types, you know, I kind of sympathize with their plight. Like, there's not much legs to stand on. They're pirates. No one really likes them.
Yeah.
Reminds me of corpos. No one really likes those guys either.
Yeah, but they have a reason, like, good reasons for that.
Let's go find this guy.
Oh, they're on Chrysidium, just in the Cascade Line. If he's
Well,
No.
Cascade Line's a section of the universe.
oh, they're rare.
Yeah, Chrysidium's the planet you're on, and
Yeah.
but you know, this is the future. You don't need to go and meet anyone in person. You can just send them an email.
Curious
What?
about the pirate thing.
All right, old man. I think I'll take the email from here.
I already got one drafted. It's like I got the sub. That's the CC line. That's the wrong one.
So, using official union channels, you email your given contact about, you know, who you are, who referenced you to them, asking about, you know, if they got any work on pirates. It takes like a couple weeks for them to get back to y'all. But eventually you get to, or you're sitting around and you start getting a vid call.
All right. Kind starts
Starts what?
answers it rather.
Okay. Hello? Is this Scraps Honk Heresy?
That would be me. What can I do you for?
Well, it's more what we can do for you. You've been inquesting about working with us to help eliminate pirate threats.
Ah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was the route we were thinking on for our next mission. Did you have any potential jobs available?
Well, piracy in Union space is relatively slim. But there are a variety of cases and some well-known criminal organizations that need be dealing with. Though, we don't want any responsibility sending some low-ranking lancers into any hotbeds, so I've went ahead and categorized a number of options that you can take if you want to be employed through us when it comes to rooting out piracy.
Sounds good. Send me the specs.
Alright. When you've decided on a mission, go ahead and just send this email back letting us know which one you'd like to take. We'll give you any details that are needed, and you can complete the mission, well, more or less at your leisure, though obviously within a reasonable amount of time would be preferred.
Don't worry, I know the capabilities of this group. Once we get that mission, we're gonna pwn them so fast.
sending that to you now. After a few minutes, you get our email. That gives the information for a variety of missions. Now, depending on the style of mission, this is something that I want to first ask you all as kind of like the players, how you want to take the game moving forward. Because Lancer does have cloning in its world. So I can offer you guys a variety of missions for various rewards based on difficulty. And if you guys so wish, you can avoid character death by cloning your character. Though your clones may be a little different, obviously. Or we can maintain death and its permanency, and I can just give you guys a variety of missions that will all be balanced per, you know, how your group is set up.
It's everything.
I like the last option.
Permanent death but balanced.
Yeah.
You know, for this, because it's a shorter campaign, I'm into that. Because in the bad situation where my beloved boy, Lone Star dies, there's another mech that I could try.
True. I think I would go for that option too.
Okay. And I mean, dying is kind of all a part of Booter's thing, so...
That's true. We gotta let Booter die. Otherwise,
Why am I even
Well,
here?
his death
I
has
don't
to
do
have-
that.
even here.
He might get
as much meaning, I guess, as it can have. It becomes less special if no one really has permanent death.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, they almost got him in the boss fight.
It's true.
But all right, so you have
Oh,
Now your mech's back.
yeah.
interesting. That is strange. How about now?
Nope, that's better.
Better.
That's okay. For some reason, the Logitech web controller is what's causing it.
Oh.
My camera was out of focus, so I was fixing it. And then the second I turned it on, you guys are like, oh, hey, your mic is buzzing.
Weird.
Weird. Okay. So, anyway, you have a pretty decent... It's like 18 entries, but they all kind of boil down to one of three types of missions. Either guard duty at sites of interest, engaging with a pirate camp, or escorting valuable assets. Each of these mission types play differently and offer a different variety of obstacles or the like. And unlike the first mission, this is going to be a lot more of a straightforward mission, you know. 1-2 sessioner maybe. Obviously with guard duty, it's kind of more like a base defense style mission. Make sure that the whatever asset you're protecting doesn't get too damaged or pilfered. Taking out a pirate camp is the exact opposite. Going into an enemy base, your objective is to remove all hostiles.
It's a base offense mission.
It is. And the escort mission will be more of similar to the first, only smaller battles in multiples.
I would have to ask, how fast is the thing we're escorting? Is it
Uh,
slower than our max speed, but faster than our walking speed?
Of course, obviously.
Irrelevant because you'll be all moving at the same speed. But it will be more smaller fights with more environmental effects.
Hmm.
My preference is on taking the fight to them. I'd like to siege some pirate camp. I don't want to stand around and guard something or follow somebody.
Pirate camp sounds good.
I'm down for that.
Okay.
All right, taking the offense though.
Majority has been pulled. Alrighty. Time for me to pull out my pirate name generator. Which there is in this book.
Oh, what? Brandmaster? We better go.
No, not him.
Oh no.
You can't be here too.
I'm here to cook.
I'm here to cook. Alright, and you know what? I'll put fate into your hands. I need someone to roll a d20 for me.
$14.
And I need someone else to roll another die for me.
Which one? D20?
D20.
Snazzy.
Interesting. Okay.
I do like those dice, Alex.
They're pretty cool.
Evans are pretty cool too.
And I need a third person to roll a third d20 for me.
You got this, Alicia.
Thank you.
I noticed you were going for it.
Oh
Okay.
no!
Last time I ever give you a roll.
I know.
Okay. Interesting. And I need a last person to roll a d20 for me.
You got this. I believe in you.
I'll go wake up Suzanne. Just a sec.
No.
just kidding.
Oh,
Off you.
Ooh.
that was close. I was about to feel really dumb making fun of your nat 2 if I had rolled that nat 1.
I probably would have laughed.
Alright. So, the mission details are thus, and I will need to write this down because I'm never going to remember. Off in the far reaches of the Cascade, in the midst of rebellion of smaller planet nations that are kind of in this amalgamated state of warring with each other, warring with themselves, and the like, the space has been almost completely blocked off by a group of pirates known as the Free Howlers. They are currently sectioning off one of the near light speed bolt stations. These are stations that get your ship from 0 to light speed like instantaneously. And they're taking tribute, bribes. They've essentially put a toll on the station. So nothing gets out of this sector of space without the Free Howlers say so. And the pirate group, while not necessarily very dangerous or large by any means, are holding various stations in the local space hostage with a leashed asteroid that's about 6 miles in diameter. They're capable of redirecting this, albeit slowly, to threaten stations or ships when necessary.
Oh, it's like the bugs in Starship Troopers.
So,
Just fooling asteroids.
none of the nations in the immediate area are capable of taking any kind of action against these pirates for fear that one of their key stations, especially in these military times, be put at risk by one of these massive asteroids that could destroy their entire base of operations. And so a third party is necessary. IPS and Norsar is looking to hire Lancers to head out into this space completely unaided by any local space representatives to deal with the Free Howlers. And that is your mission.
Hell yeah.
Sounds good.
I love these random tables, by the way.
Came out pretty snazzy.
Yeah. I almost mistook Alicia's roll for the fourth table. On the fourth table, if you rolled a 1 or 2, the enemies would have a fully armed warship in excellent shape. That is an ex-Union Navy. It's an older model, but it has a spinal cannon, so hey, a return of the cannon, and significant ordnance, plentiful batteries of cannons or lances, and is capable of destroying a station if its commander wishes.
Huh.
So you guys would have had to fight the pirates on their warship, getting past all the ordnance, and then fighting them at their base.
That'd be a little rough.
Also, if the last two numbers were essentially swapped, right? Their hustle could have been that they're a horde, a rare group of pirates constantly on the move. They have no particular alliances, but they wield massive influence due to their population. They would essentially be a massive group of pirates. So you could have had a horde of pirates with a fully armed and ready warship as as your target.
Probably be a bad time.
Yeah, you guys got lucky with the appropriate flip there.
That's like one of those. Can we go talk to your ISP or your North Star guys and see if they want to join on this mission? Because fuck.
I'm glad I went first. Or before Booter.
Yeah, it's true. And there's a bunch of other very interesting ways. The pirate names, you got one of the worst pirate names, I gotta say. They got some pretty good, interesting ones here. But yeah, I love these tables. I'm so glad I got this book. Just for the random roll tables. But there you go. So with that, you guys have a limited amount of time to, go get ready. You are going to the far outskirts of the Cascade Line. And it's going to take probably like 3 years round trip. Real time.
Oh.
For y'all, it's only going to be about like 5 months of near light travel with one blink gate.
We can do this. We got this, yo.
Yeah, easy shit.
How many birthday cakes do we have?
Quick, guys, get the birthday cakes ready. We're going on a long trip. We gotta celebrate all the birthdays.
That's the real priorities.
Oh god, we'd need to. We'd get there and it'd be like, and here's your 15 birthday cakes, and it's like, oh god.
Yeah,
Eat them
real
all.
time, like near light travel is nutty. I mean, the planet that you guys have been referred to which I don't even know if is your group's goal anymore. Really, considering no one has made any effort towards moving towards that.
We gotta get a reputation first.
Is a year away near light travel, which is 10 years real time.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so other than that, unfortunately, there's really not much left to do in this session because next session we'll be moving on, and it's pretty straightforward. You guys are just rushing a pirate camp.
That'll be hype.
So, I guess that's going to be it for this session, unless there's anything y'all want to do. Any roleplay or anything you want to do before ending for the day.
I don't have anything in particular, I think.
Nothing to mind.
me neither.
All set.
Okay.
Let's kick some pirate ass. Next
Hell
time.
yeah.
And learn what Fog did on their thing next time as well.
True.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, so how'd y'all like this session? I got my shit together finally.
I actually liked it a lot.
Yeah,
I really
ran
liked
very
it.
It was a
smoothly.
lot of fun.
Especially once figuring out how Foundry works, we can really not have a session where it's 2 hours or 2.5 hours of setup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We also,
I guess.
we also all appreciate that you made a story for each one of our characters getting our license.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, the downtime in this game is just fun.
It's
I
a
think.
good downtime system.
I agree.
Same here.
Well,
That was
I
a
would
good
say
time.
it's a good downtime system when you have someone who knows what's happening and how to like run downtime. Because I had to like pretty much rewrite Booter's entire character story.
I mean, it's a downtime system that's based on how much both the DM and the players want to put into it, just like anything out of mech. So, like, it's a good system in that it's kind of laying you the groundwork for your party to have what they want as an experience. Just kind of the name of the game for Lancer.
I'm trying to figure out how this actually, no, let me reactivate. Oh no, not the ammo bunker. That's not the one I wanted to activate. This is the one I wanted to activate. Yes, look at the rulers now. It actually tells you how far your mechs can move when you drag.
Oh. Ah.
Handy. I do like the ruler system. It's very Foundries. I'm happy we switched. I'm very happy we switched more and more.
I am, but also not.
I'm happy because I don't have to do all the work. It's all, if it was me
Yeah.
doing this, fuck Foundry.
I agree.
I'm trying to figure out because I got a module called Lancer Weapon Effects.
You can't pick it up. That's all. Natty 20. Let's go.
But maybe that only works with like guns.
Do other people only see the initial roll, and if you pick up your dice, they don't see it?
I think so, yeah.
That's lame.
That's a shame. Oh well.
Lame.
Really just interested to see where everybody's builds go at this point as well.
I'm interested to see where my build goes.
Man, what are you gonna do since you've already taken your last license in a
I don't know. Probably pick up some more support stuff.
That's funny. You can pick up other people's dice too.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh yes, now you can finally. I also changed it where you can color the bars on your for your resources.
That's fun.
My dice, they're so bad. I gotta change it.
I like those dice. What do you mean?
Oh. Never mind.
They have cool ice
Don't
bonus
just
to
keep
them.
because of me, but I'm just saying those look cool.
Maybe my eyes. It just looked weird for a second. I was like, what is that?
Interesting. Oh,
I
and it
like
even
how the
targets
dice-
the units in it. That's interesting. But I still haven't gotten the weapon effect yet. I don't know how that works. I'll have to figure it out.
I don't know if I should tell Alicia about that one.
Wait, what?
If you look at the Nelson, the ramjet,
Oh. One moment.
And then as well, hopefully, you know, I wasn't stepping on anyone's toes and describing their characters or actions or anything like that.
Oh no,
Not
you're
at
good.
all.
I decided to finally put about as much effort as I used to in tabletop, where it would just be like, all right, let me just make a whole world when someone asks me a question.
I enjoyed it. I appreciate it for sure.
I really liked it too.
It was kick ass.
And I don't know, how do you guys feel about the setting now that I've done more to actually like put it together?
Very cool.
It's like we're lancers in a field of lancers. I like the detail that we're like the leaderboard shit. I don't know if that's
Same.
canon to Lancer, but I like that.
It's not.
Poggers. Am I right? Diamond Ace. Poggers.
We're gonna smoke them.
We're Pogger. That's the only one. I know you say that a lot.
Good soup. You just gotta talk like you're constantly chatting on Twitch.
GG's.
Pepe hands.
GG too easy.
But yeah, and how'd you guys like your interactions with Mech Scrapyard?
Love those guys.
Same.
Absolute bros.
We're all gonna be best friends with them.
We're gonna do duo missions. We're gonna be like best of friends. We're eventually gonna become one all big honk heresy. This would be so
Yes.
cool.
We need a Black Cat's Mech Scrapyard crossover event.
Yes.
Big team up.
Could be sick.
Yeah, that's when we realized that there's actually
Oh.
OP as hell. What was that?
Oh. I found out how to use the effects.
Ah,
Hey.
You have to
What
have
was
a
that? I was
target.
tapped out. Do it again.
Let's see how this one works.
Whoa.
that was loud. I was not expecting it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, and then this is the.
Oh, that's awesome.
Holy shit.
It's amazing.
How do you add the
Oh.
effects?
So you need to go. So at the top left, you have a target. You need to select a target, and then you choose. You know that thing that I said earlier that's on the top left, where it's like your pilot, your mech, and stuff like that. You select what you want to do onto that target, and then you use it.
Ah, the click clack of dice. So satisfying.
It's really cool that they tell you if you miss or not too.
Yep. It does so without even telling the results. And your heat bar will go up if you use things that generate heat for your unit.
Wowie.
But it doesn't raise the heat of if it would do it to people with like an invade or something.
Yeah, this is significantly better Lancer sheet.
Yeah.
Everyone shoots Stefan.
That was a critical.
No, I'm cursed.
So all the psychic stuff, or all the psychic stuff, the tech attacks seem similar, but some of them have like a different thing that they can do. It looks like.
I'm very excited. It's just oh goodness. It's just something that's gonna take some time to get everything. The crazy thing is, right, if it wasn't for all the ish I was uploading earlier or downloading earlier, like it wouldn't be nearly this cool. Which is a sad thing but good thing, because it's like Foundry can be as cool as the effort you put into it, but it can also be as lame as the effort you don't put into it.
Fair. I do find it funny that our ship's mech is called assisted living.
Yep.
And those shoes. They're so nice.
They have the best shoes.
I kind of want some. I think we need to have a merch store with those shoes.
I think the kicks are the reason that they're so fast. It's got to be.
I think so too.
I'm glad everyone in this game, in this call, is unanimous that the shoes are great.
They're terrible. I hate them.
I didn't hear that.
No.
I didn't hear that either.
Okay, everyone who has a valid opinion in this call.
And the valid opinion is that the shoes kick ass.
Oh, wait.
Exactly.
Oh, is that how that works? I'm so curious now.
He's learning how good the shoes are.
Finally.
Ah, missed.
That is how oh my god, that's so good.
Oh, good job.
So,
Yeah, no, you're overheating.
you can change it so that when your heat is like at minimum, right? It's a certain color, and the higher your heat gets, the more it moves towards the high end color.
Oh. How much heat does your assisted living have at their cap?
6.
Yes, that would do 6 burning damage. Oh, 8 burning damage technically before it resets.
It does mix the colors like almost immediately though. But the more I'm doing this, the redder my bar is getting. Which is really cool.
Those are some depressing rolls though. That's unfortunate.
Oh man.
Don't worry, Alex, I got you. 1 second.
I can't see any tokens. I think because all my actors got deleted. Holy shit.
Oh, nat 20 to 2. That's funny.
I really do like the dice rolling. It's so satisfying.
Okay. Can you see anything now, Alex?
Nope.
This token references someone who's no longer exists in this world.
That's why.
Oh, it does the stabilized stuff too. That's cool.
How about now?
Oh, there we go. I just had to drag my boy out. I forgot
No,
that's the
I
thing
just
could
did
do.
it, but
We both just did it.
sure. So were you not seeing any of the effects earlier?
I was seeing the effects, just I didn't see any like targets.
Oh, here, I'll show you. Also, because you'll probably be doing this the most out of everybody, there is a mech stabilize function. And that's what it looks like for when you reload.
Oh my god, that scared the shit out of me.
Andrew rules, dude.
I love it. Watch when that roll depends on if you live or die, and you just roll that one, and that just goes.
Yeah.
That's just gonna be a kick in the nuts. Just like,
That's why I did it.
It's so good.
You know what's even better? The Pathfinder 2e stuff is really good on Foundry.
I'm so excited for that because there's like spell effects too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be so fun to play wizard. I can't wait to cast fireballs all over.
Lightning bolt, yes!
Yeah.
So, oh goodness, there's a lot. Oh, I did. It was brought to my attention the other night. So Devin's schedule has freed up a bit more. I don't know if there's any more or less convenient days for anyone if we wanted to shift days. Slug was asking because, you know, schedules.
I'm flexible as long as it's at 4.
Yeah, most of it should remain at the same times.
Okay.
But we are flexible with that as well.
The most I could do is moving it to Wednesday, but that's kind of it.
Yeah, and
I don't
Wednesday
really have
doesn't
much
work,
else.
unfortunately, because
Yeah.
Slug and Booter have a game that day.
Yeah, that's definitely a
Damn.
problem. I don't have many other days that slot in very well because I've built a lot of stuff around our game here. And like
Fair.
Thursday we got table talk, Friday got our game, Saturday we got our game, Sundays and Mondays I'm busy.
Yeah. Okay. I just figured I would inquire just in case, but I figured kind of as much. And I know you can program it where when you actually hit an enemy, they also just take the damage. Like it will actively do so on the token, so I gotta figure out how to do that as well. But yeah, so I guess that's going to be it for us today. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Slap the like button if you want to see more like this, or subscribe. Either way. And I guess we're going to go ahead and all say goodnight.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Daddy night.
Good night.